Okay, let's jump right in. If you're in sales, you know AI is everywhere. But let's be honest, is it actually helping you, or is it just creating more busy work? We're about to break down prompt engineering. This is the one skill that can transform AI from a frustrating gadget into a powerhouse that actually drives your sales. And just so you know, all the key insights we're covering today are pulled directly from the first chapter of a really fantastic tutorial on this topic by Virtualization Options LLC. Think of this as your highlight reel. So, does this sound familiar? You ask an AI to write, say, a follow-up email, and what you get back is so bland, so generic, you'd spend more time editing it than just writing the thing from scratch. It's a super common frustration that can make these powerful tools feel, well, kind of useless. But here's the thing. You are not alone. And the secret isn't about finding a better tool. It's about building a better skill. See, the problem isn't the AI. It's the instruction we give it. The quality of what you get out is 100% dependent on the quality of your prompt. Mastering that skill, that's the real missing link between the promise of AI and getting actual results that close deals. So, why do we keep saying this is a game changer? Let's talk about the bottom line impact. And I mean, we're not just talking about shaving a few minutes off your day. This is about fundamentally changing how you operate and how you compete. Let's just start with a number that should make you sit up a little straighter. Sales pros who really get this right are reporting productivity gains of 30 to 40%. I mean, think about that. What could you do with an extra day and a half every single week? That's the level of impact we're talking about here. And it's not just about doing things faster, it's about doing them better. The quality of your prompts leads to better, more personalized outreach that you can do at scale. The result? A reported 25% jump in prospect engagement. And you know what that means? More replies, more meetings booked, and a healthier pipeline. So, how does this all work in practice? Well, it really boils down to 4 key pillars. First, you get what we call time multiplication. You're turning hours of tedious work into mere minutes. Second is consistency at scale, making sure every single prospect gets that high-quality personal touch. Third, you gain a massive competitive advantage because you're leaving those generic copy-paste templates in the dust. And finally, and this one's huge, you get a reduced cognitive load. That's just a fancy way of saying you're not wasting brain power on grunt work, so you can focus on what truly matters, building relationships and closing deals. Okay, so that's the why. Now let's get into the what. A great prompt isn't some kind of dark art or magic, it's a science. It has a specific anatomy, and once you understand these building blocks, you can construct incredibly powerful instructions every single time. So here they are, the 6 key components of a killer prompt. You start with role assignment. Tell the AI to act as an expert sales strategist. Then you give it context for the situation. You clearly define the task you want done, and you specify the format for the output. You can even layer on constraints like word count or tone of voice, and, this is a pro move, give it an example to model after. Now, you won't use all 6 every time, but knowing they exist gives you total control. Now, before we go any further, we have to talk about the single most important rule of the road here: security. This is not an afterthought, okay? It has to be woven into every single prompt you write. This isn't just a friendly suggestion, this is your professional standard for using AI, period. And let's be crystal clear on what needs protecting. There are 3 categories of information that should never, ever go into a public AI tool. First is PII, that's personally identifiable information. We're talking names, emails, specific company details. Second is your IP, your intellectual property. That's your secret sauce, your pricing strategies. And third is confidential business info, like your pipeline details and deal sizes. Leaking any of this isn't just a simple mistake. It's a major, major breach. But here's the wild part. This limitation, it's actually an opportunity in disguise. When you train yourself to anonymize your data, to work with generalized scenarios, you're forced to think about the universal pattern of a sales problem. And the result? Your prompts actually become more powerful, more versatile, and way more reusable across all your different deals. All right, let's pull all this together and look at what this means for the future of our profession. We've talked about the why, the what, and the how. Now, let's talk about what this means for your career path, starting today. I want you to really let this sink in. This is the new benchmark. Prompt engineering is not a niche skill for tech nerds anymore. The ability to instantly generate high-quality, context-aware content while keeping all your data perfectly secure, is exactly what's going to separate the top performers from everyone else in the years to come. So, I'm going to leave you with a challenge. Don't try to boil the ocean and overhaul your entire workflow tomorrow. Just pick one thing. What is that one single, repetitive, maybe even annoying task you do every day that a perfectly engineered prompt could completely transform? Find that one thing. Start there. You're going to be amazed at what happens.